Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I just wanted to share some portfolio updates that I made today. I want to try to see if I can make this a regular thing. Of course, I plan on making weekly videos. Normally, I want to have those on Friday or Saturdays when I get paid dividends. But of course, with any changes to the portfolio, I want to see if I can have additional videos for those. But yeah, let me jump right into the updates. So of course, as you can see, if you include after hours, I'm up a little bit over 4% in my portfolio today. So of course, no complaints there. In the big update, as you can see, is I bought a position in XDTE. So this morning, I bought $8,000 worth of XDTE. I personally, and it's just my personal preference, but I really like to buy in even dollar amounts. Specifically, I like to put in at least $1,000 for a position. At least that's my personal minimum for at least holding a position long term or looking to hold it long term, anyways. So I bought $8,000 worth of XDTE this morning because that's what I had available in my margin at the time. Really happy with this one. Of course, as I've discussed before, I personally love XDTE. I don't think I've ever been in it before, but I have been eyeing this one for a while. I love just how stable the NAV is and the consistent payouts, of course, with QDTE and RDT. It's similar to those. I know the reason why I personally didn't get into it initially and I got into QDTE instead was really due to the distribution yield. I know, as you guys have probably seen too, over the course of the last couple months, I've actually noticed that XDTE has sometimes surpassed QDTE in terms of weekly payouts. I'm not sure about RDTE. I feel like maybe in December that happened. Don't quote me on that. But I've seen XDTE a few weeks where it's paid about the same or greater than QDTE sometimes. So of course, it's nice to also have ETFs that are tied to indexes. Can't complain there. So of course, XDTE is just an overall win. I personally love the ETF. I mean, I love all around hill ETFs. I just personally love the zero DTE in general. But yeah, really happy with this one. I, of course, plan to make XDTE, at least as far as weekly pairs go, to be my largest holding. At least out of the four that you see, I personally just love the stability of it and the consistent payouts. Of course, it might not pay out as much as the others a lot of the time, but if you're aiming for a milestone such as consistent 10K a month being paid out to you in dividends, of course, you need something that's more consistent too in there. So XDT is definitely a great position that I personally love. And of course, I can talk about this as well. So before I bought XDTE this morning, I tried to do a little bit of day trading with Qubit. Of course, I saw an opportunity when the market opened this morning where Qubit just shot up. So I can show that. So of course, I saw it shot up this morning right when market opened. I got in around 10:44. Of course, I had the opportunity to really get a profit at like a little bit more than $200, but of course, I ended up only getting a profit of $38, as you can see. I got in at 10:44, sold at 10:58. So that's a big bummer. Totally my fault. I was thinking it was going to go up more, but it didn't. I am not an expert day trader by any means, but of course, I just want to be transparent and just show you guys this is what I tried to do this morning. And at least I got away with a profit, but I could have done a lot better with that. I I know very little about candle charts, so I can kind of identify when there's an up and down trend. But of course, I didn't execute it too well this morning. But just want to be transparent and show you guys. I think it's great to do multiple strategies, and of course, just want to take on opportunities when I see them. Um, yeah, and then of course positions that I have added to my watch list. Mainly the new positions, as you can see, are these four. So these are all curve ETFs. So TSLP for Tesla, AMZP for Amazon, NFLP for Netflix, and Goop for Google. So I've been kind of in and out on Curve in terms of like if I want to add them or not. I know they don't necessarily yield as much as some of the yield max counterparts, but what I really like about Curve is the nav seems to appreciate on these. So, and of course, I know Netflix just had their earnings recently. So, of course, NFLP is up by a lot. Yeah, like about 15% after hours. But look at the max at some of these. Like, look at NFLP. Like, all time since first inception, this thing is at like over 50%. Like, and this is I don't believe this is counting the dividends. I don't believe Robinhood will show that. This is just counting the NAV price. Now, of course, maybe you can compare like dividend reinvestment on, say, Netflix, and maybe that might tell a different story. Maybe that's another video for another day. I personally, with charts, I like to use Seeking Alpha. I think they have great charts for comparing like returns and total returns, that type of thing. Like TSLP is another one. I know Tesla is going to have their earnings next week. I know they're down today, but still, all time, like 27% up if you held this ETF since inception. Like, pretty impressive. And you're getting a good dividend on top of that. So, of course, they announced earlier today their distributions. So, I mean, like with TSLP, 48%, NFLP, 30%. Like I just noticed how these are very consistent. I know they're monthly pairs, and I want to focus on weekly right now, but these are funds that I don't see a lot of people in the space talking about, and I think they're a good alternative. I know some of the margin maintenance rates on these aren't super fantastic, at least for me, but they're a good consideration. So I'm just going to watch them for now. I'm not going to buy any this week. I thought about it, but ultimately, I just want to focus on the weeklies. And honestly, that's mainly due to margin stacking. Of course, I had someone in the comments mention, gave a great comment on margin stacking. I thought he had a great point. Um, yeah, I really want to stack a good foundation of low maintenance positions. So all these right now, at least in Robinhood, are 25% maintenance. So, and especially with XDTE, I want to build that one as the biggest position, at least out of these four, just to have a good foundation and then be able to get into probably higher maintenance positions, which are going to be probably the ones that are going to yield bigger dividends. So that's my current strategy and plan for the future. Of course, I can go into my margin updates. So, of course, margin status is currently showing as high risk. Earlier this morning, this was showing like 2.5%. So we got up like a percentage since after hours. And that might change tomorrow morning as well. And you never know if the market's going up. This, of course, will go up as well. So you might see low risk tomorrow, for example. And I'll share an update on this in my regular weekly video. But yeah, currently using 32,000 something in margin and with a max of $34,000 in margin. So right now, buying power is around about $2,000 that I have. Not going to do anything with that. Just going to let my dividends pay my margin status, or excuse me, margin buffer. That's what I love about the weeklies. Those dividends will just go straight to your margin, and then of course your portfolio will increase in value. Of course, just wanted to show this. So currently, this is my total individual value. That's the value that you'll see on my portfolio when I show you just the regular dashboard you'd see on Robinhood. And total individual holdings. So this is including margin. So my portfolio value in terms of all my equities that I own is about $44,000, as you can see. And then 32,000, like I just showed you, that's the margin that I've used. I know I had some comments asking me that in my last video, so I just wanted to show that, just be transparent. But yeah, that's pretty much all the updates that I had for my portfolio, and just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to come out with another video later this week, just sharing the dividends that I've received and any other updates. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. If you want, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much and have a great day, guys. Take care.